welcome back to the show. It's I Quit My Band. My name is Nate.
I'm JJ.
I'm Evan.
And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and hit subscribe. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And we got a Patreon, $5 a month for bonus content. We got interviews, reviews, reaction videos. Where we're doing a whole bunch of shit on there. We got a new one on there that just happened a week ago called Playing Dress Up.
Yes.
We talk about Ghost. We talk about the Hives. We talk about... I can't even remember.
Bunch of shit.
A lot of songs.
Tom McDonald.
Tom McDonald.
Great grandpa.
T-Mac.
Yeah. Lots of music that came out.
Yeah. It's,
You're
it's
gonna
a good
wanna check it
episode.
out.
Check it out.
It was the first time we talked about Ghost on the show. So
Ever.
If you're a Ghost fan, you're gonna want to go check that out. It's a live reaction to Ghost's music.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And we've heard it before, but
Yeah.
this time we have things to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today we're gonna get right into it. We're just rolling right along with the season of the Chad. All these albums coming out around the same time. We just reviewed Deaf Heaven's Lonely People with Power. We just reviewed Pigs ×7, Death Hilarious. Today we're gonna be reviewing an album that I was very excited for, The Crux by Joe, DJO, the alter ego of the actor Joe Keery from Stranger Things. We've talked about Joe on the show before. We talked about the first single he put out for this record, Basic Being Basic, which I think we were all kind of like lukewarm on. I kind of grew to like that song a little bit more. But my history with Joe kind of goes back. This is his third record. He had two come out, but the first one's called 2020. It came out in 2019. Then he had another one called Decide, which came out in 2022. 2020 I liked a lot. It had a lot of like psychedelic rock indie vibes.
Me too.
Yeah. Decide was more like it had this like really quirky like Daft Punk influence, which was maybe a little bit too over the line and hard to swallow. But when I heard the singles for this record, Basic Being Basic and Delete Ya and Potion,
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be his... I had a feeling this would be his best album yet.
Or like a return to form of what we liked so much about 2020.
Yeah, at
you
least
know?
a little bit of that. Like
Yeah.
maybe just like finding his voice a little bit.
Yeah. We'll get into it, but there's a lot of different shit going on this thing.
Yeah, we'll get
Some
into
of it is like more palpable than others, one might say. Because I was lukewarm on Being Basic, but Delete Ya I liked a lot better. It was just a bit stickier or something. Or
Delete is a great song.
it's a good song.
It's a really good song. I actually really ended up liking Potion a lot.
I liked Potion a lot too.
That's what got me excited for the record. I wasn't familiar with Joe at all. Basic Being Basic was the first song I heard, and I remember liking it, but feeling like, I was being introduced to him as like a star of a TV show. He has this song that feels like it could cater to like a TikTok audience.
Yeah.
So I was like a little worried. Is that what we're gonna get? Like
You're
TikTok
like
bangers?
the huge Stranger Things fan on the show. Though.
Huge though.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie Munster, the alien 17 or the girl. I mean, that's all my
17,
shit.
That's it, yeah.
You can actually watch.
Yeah.
You can actually watch in real time as I find out that he was going to be in the Pavement movie. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, actually, this guy's sick. Enough
Evan
of
was
that.
not so keen on Joe,
Yeah.
and then he found out he was going to be playing Stephen Malcolmus in the new Pavement movie.
And I was like,
And you're like,
you know what? Let's reserve judgment.
Forget
Let's
everything
hear
I
the
said.
album. Yeah, can we delete
It's
that?
actually
portion?
going to be great. And I
Yeah.
love the song. But yeah, I mean, I'm a Joe head. You guys know that.
You
about
and
me.
your wife are
Me
big
and my
Joe
wife
heads.
found out about Joe like when we were first meeting, and like we heard the song Roddy, his first single, and we were like, we didn't know it was Joe Keery. We were just like, this guy's great. And he had we found out he was in the band Post Animal,
Oh,
which
I
is
didn't
like a
know that.
psychedelic rock band before he like went off and became like a part of Stranger Things.
That's cool.
So that was like, it made me get like, I was like, okay, he's got some street cred. Like he was actually like, I like Post Animal,
And they're still a band, right?
They are still
Just
a band.
without him, because I think he's touring with them.
He's touring with them,
Yeah.
which is cool.
It is cool.
Putting your
So-
boys on. dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, this guy knows what's up. He had a couple songs that sound like King Gizzard, like Flash Mountain.
Flash Mountain's my favorite. I also really liked Tenpole Shangri-La.
Tenpole Shangri-La is a great
Really
song.
good song.
There was like a bit of a Strokes vibe with I can't remember, Personal Lies on that record.
Yeah.
And Decide was It was a good record. It's the one that kind of blew him up because of the song "End of Beginning," which like got insanely popular on TikTok.
See, Decide didn't do as much for me as 2020 did.
It didn't. Yeah, it was like it was much more minimal, but like I thought I just had better songs.
Yeah,
but "End of Beginning," people really latched onto that one, and yeah. I mean, if you haven't checked out either of those records yet, go check them out. But we're gonna be listening to the Crux today and giving our thoughts on it. What do you say?
Let's do it.
We'll just dive in.
Mm-hmm.
It's I Quit My Band. Let's do it. This is the first song, "Lonesome is a State of Mind."
Talks a lot about loneliness in this album.
Yeah, he seems like a classic. He's pinning himself as the classic. I'm a big famous star, but
no one gets
no
me.
one gives a shit about what I'm doing at all.
They just think I'm Steve the Hair Harrington.
Yeah, everyone wants to be friends with Steve the Hair.
Yeah,
and
but
then
not Joe.
And then middle-aged balding men want to be friends with Stephen Malcolm, and I'm none of those things.
I'm neither. I'm just Joe, guys.
I'm just Joe. Dude.
Yeah.
Very MGMT, like
Can barely
congratulations era a bit.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good call.
Yeah, it's
well,
like,
the synths kind of make that happen, don't you think? The whatever,
and the presentation of like the acoustic guitar, it has like a very like the whole album kind of has a very analog feel. Like everything is warm, everything's like thick.
It's a great sounding.
It does, yeah.
All three of them have been that way. Mm-hmm. Like that's what kind of gave me the appeal to Joe, knowing who it is too. Is like, oh, he has some sort of like cool retro-y sensibilities that I can identify with.
Definitely, and all the songs. I like the first half of the record a lot in how minimally they are like presented.
Yeah,
like every element kind of sits very isolated and stuff. Like you can make out every single thing that's happening in it, and he's able to build these kind of like cool little movements in the songs like this. Like, he's not blowing out the speakers, but just adding that little synth or organ.
I love his like the synth work on this record. Like the little effects that he adds in addition with the guitar, bass, like just regular like band instrumentation. Like on this one, it's really like playful, like that little organ you were talking about. On Potion, there's some really good like flourishes as well. Mm-hmm. But I love the melody on this song. Like this little chorus is really fun.
Yeah, it's really nice. The mixture of elements and how it kind of builds makes a really good opening track to me. Because we talk about openers and closers and sequencing and things.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like, I mean, I was gonna say that I don't think it's the best opener, honestly. Like, it just kind of it meanders a little bit too much at the beginning until it kind of gets into things, and then like we don't have a huge payoff.
Yeah,
like it doesn't like ramp up. Like
I think we do have a huge payoff. It just takes too long to
it
get
takes
there.
a while. Yeah.
Like it happens at like 3.5 minutes, and that part is awesome. But like it does, I agree. We kind of feels like we're just kind of twisting in the wind between these two sections. It's a little boring for an opener.
It's a bit boring. It's just a little bit slow. Like where, like I almost feel like Basic Being Basic would be like a better opener because of like the urgency in that song.
Yeah, or Delete You. Like either one of those have like an immediacy to them, whereas this does kind of feel like just like an album track.
Yeah, it does.
But the part at 3.5 minutes is very sick, and it's super MGMT.
It's coming up right here. Yeah, his influences, his modern influences that he has, like I really love, like MGMT, Daft Punk, The Strokes. Like you can hear those, like Tame Impala, even. Like it's all. And he puts like his own kind of spin on it too, where you can easily identify that it is him. Yeah, that is very.
That
MGMT,
drum beat's awesome too.
I didn't even think.
Yeah,
about
and like
that.
how blown out the bass and the snare are.
Yeah.
I would say that as like my first taste of Joe, my first cup of Joe.
My first cup of Joe.
Nice.
I like when he's pulling from more modern influences.
Yeah, for
and when
sure.
he's pulling from like the more like very 70s inspired influences, I'm a little less into it. So I'm into this a lot more than some of like the back half of the record.
Mm-hmm. That's how I felt too. But let's just keep going. Let's not blow the load now.
Yeah, dude, let's not
Let's
blow
not
our
blow-
Joe.
Don't
dude.
blow our
Don't
Joe
blow
up.
it, the Joe.
Oh, jeez, hold on. Skipping ahead. Okay, here we go. Second song, Basic Being Basic. Yeah, I mean, I came to like the song more than I did when it first came out. Like, it's fun. I still think the lyrics are not great because like they almost don't even like. I don't know what he's trying to say. It does seem like just like a song that it's maybe for like more of a 2018 audience.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
epic fail.
Epic fail.
Yeah.
You're so basic. Like
Yeah.
that was a while ago.
That
Yeah,
was
you
a
missed
while
it.
ago.
That was a while back.
Yeah, and I think the song is about like that idea of like trying not to seem basic.
Yeah, but you are.
end up being.
Yeah.
Like how like it's the snake eating its tail.
Exactly.
Where like you try to be cool and not like everybody else, but
Right.
eventually you end up just being a new type of lame guy.
100%. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
It's a fun song,
Mhm.
but it does feel like it's a little bit like you're a couple years too late on the message, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have to look past the lyrics, but I like everything else about it.
Yeah, tune wise, sonically, the like I like these kind of like spoken word vocals into
Yeah.
the high falsetto chorus.
Yeah.
All of that's good. Yeah, the TikTok trend nature of the subject matter holds me back from being like I love this song.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is catchy every time I listen to it.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Jay, anything else?
It's sticky as hell.
Yeah,
you know.
very sticky.
I think he knows how. Him and his crew. It's probably not just him, but his posse really knows how to put together some, good choruses in these
Yeah.
things.
I just like how deep those synths are. Like,
Yeah.
Bow. Yeah. And then at the end, like, the kind of, I mean, Billy Joel's going to come up again. But at the end of the song, the kind of, what's the fucking song?
We didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Type of ending there.
We're Tarantino movie.
Yeah, like the lyrics go off a cliff on this song.
They
Like,
do.
here it is. Yeah. I mean, it's fun,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I think it still fits like the mold of the song that he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we go full Joel. Later.
we go full Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on. This is the next song, Link. I feel like I still don't know how to feel about this song. Like, after listening to this album like 4 or 5 times, like, it's a good tune, but again, I feel like it's the lyrics that throw me off. Like, even the way it opens with like the just graduated.
I know, like,
Top of my
isn't he like
class.
30?
Probably.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
28
He
or-
plays a 17-year-old on television, though. He's
Yeah.
talking
That-
about season 5.
talking-
There's Easter eggs,
he's giving you-
nuggets, guys.
It's giving you hints.
His
Tap in.
Dementors and stuff.
Yeah.
Whole Crux.
Yeah.
This is like, it reminds me of the Cars like a
Yes.
lot. Like it's
Yeah.
almost like entirely a Cars song.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Or
yeah.
who does that song that? Oh, I want some more. Who the
fuck.
fuck is that? What are you
The
waiting
Neon
for?
Trees.
Yeah, it's giving me
Wow.
Neon Trees.
That was
Okay.
another me in high school song.
Yeah.
Just
Hell
like,
yeah.
these guys are the next big band.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, me in high school hearing a band that sounds like 1978, being like,
Like,
"This is it.
That is the best.
This is the future.
Yeah.
It's my dad's record collection."
Yeah.
Yeah, he ends up pulling from influences from 1977 that I like
Yeah.
a lot less than this.
Yeah.
So like hearing a recreation of the Cars, I kind of dig, but like Weezer on Blue Album sounded like the Cars, but they did like their own thing with it.
Right.
Whereas this feels like a very faithful recreation of a Rick Ocasek song.
Yeah. It also
Or
reminded me a
Devo.
little bit of like, Devo. It reminded me a little bit of like Eddie Money.
Okay.
You know?
yeah,
like it
yeah.
has like an Eddie Money, like Take Me Home Tonight. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, like early 80s pop rock.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
quite Billy Squire, but, you know,
Yeah.
in the same area.
And I don't hate that. You know, I don't hate Eddie Money.
No.
Eddie Money's got some great tunes.
I don't know if the band is like a straight nostalgia play though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
GVF is definitely like we're Led Zeppelin. You know?
Yeah, it's tough to figure out what, like, through the record, you're like, there's some songs that sound very modern.
Yeah.
And, like, of this era. And then
And
there's
there's ones
other
that
shit where
sound
you're just like, what? is
Just
going
like
on?
the Beatles.
Yeah, just like the Beatles or just like the Cars. Like, this is probably my favorite of the ones that pull from older influences.
He's trying to just write the soundtrack to Stranger Things season 5.
Yeah, they're
Almost,
like,
yeah.
get the Duffer Brothers or whatever the fuck they're
Yeah.
called. Get them out of here.
He's
Yeah.
like, I can save you guys a few bucks so you can CGI more
We'll do it-
monsters.
We'll
You
do it
don't
all
have
in
to-
house.
Yeah, yeah. can use my record. I make more money.
He's like, it's a win-win.
Win.
I get to act in the show and also
Yeah.
make money.
It's a win-win for me and my characters.
Yeah.
That's who wins.
I could play in the band on the show that plays the songs on the show.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, I would say out of like those songs that sound like it came out of your uncle's record collection, this is the best
This
one.
is the best.
I
Yeah.
do find the record is at its strongest where it's able to take those influences and make them feel more modern.
Yeah.
But as like the like act of just pure nostalgia worship, this is my favorite.
Yeah, I think so too. Moving on to Potion.
Yeah, this was one of the singles.
This is the third single. Came out like week of the record release. I thought this was great.
Me too.
I loved it. I mean, it does give me big King Gizzard vibes.
Yes.
Like-
I can
like
hear a
some-
little stew in that.
Little-
Some stew on those weirder records like Paper Mache Dream Balloon
Yeah,
or
the
like
softer
Odd
Giz
Mints or
stuff.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Big King Giz vibe, but I don't know. I think the melody's great. I think the production's great. I think it's like it's so tasteful and everything it does. Like it does not go over the line. It stays in its lane the whole time, and it just works.
I love those like strings right there. They sound sampled. Like it sounds
Yeah.
like Mr. Blue Sky or something
Yes.
like ELO.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
that's a good call.
fuck, what were those things called that they would use back then? I don't know, but they like very clearly automated sounding strings, like on the Rain song by Led Zeppelin. Just like
yes.
fake strings.
Yes,
But like they had kind of a vibe about them. I forget what the instrument is called. It wasn't quite like this was like pretty
I
or
know what
during
you're
the
talking about.
like advent of Moog synthesizer and whatever. Anyways,
It's so interesting that you bring up the Rain song because there's this song later
yes.
on the album that like almost is the Rain. song.
Yeah, the second half gets fucking
It gets wacky. dude.
ridiculous.
Yeah. But I like this a lot. I mean, this is like
Might be the strongest song on the album.
you might be right about that.
I think so. Like
Yeah.
when I heard this as a single, I got like really excited.
Yeah,
because
me
I was
too.
like, wow, this is a lot. Like those, the first two are fun songs. Where I was
Yeah.
like, this is a really good song.
It's a good.
and like those strings and like when the drums come in, he
Yeah.
comes and like the whole song feels like it's gliding. It also reminded me of, I don't know if you guys listen to Haim a lot,
yes,
Oh, yeah.
but it reminded me of that Waiting on You.
Yeah. And he it's funny because he actually just covered a Haim song.
Oh, really?
I didn't
No
watch the
shit.
video, but I saw on YouTube that he covered one of the for like that BBC.
Oh,
lounge
like a
thing.
version
like
or whatever.
a version, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this part's like really pretty.
so great. Great melody.
yeah,
he
like the
just fucking-
spacing
Yeah.
and like the drums kind of almost follow it.
Yeah. In that little slide there, I mean, like the instrumentation is just like right on the money.
Yeah, and
Everything.
I will say because I mean I think the next part of this review is going to be a little less charitable. Even the songs that I don't like, I find his arrangements
Yeah.
and musicianship impressive.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
almost more impressive than if he would have delivered a bunch of like delete yous
Yeah.
for me that I like more. Like I'm like, oh, he has like maybe like higher ambitions in that stuff,
Yeah.
but some of it just doesn't work for
I
me.
know exactly what you're saying. Like he could have just delivered a bunch of pop songs. And
Yeah.
There's like some songs with some real depth. Like Lonesome is a State of Mind, and even like Link,
Yeah.
like as a rock song, has a lot of layers to it, and it's fun. This is Delete Ya. This is the second single that came out.
I really like this song.
I think the song is great.
Yeah, out of like the straight pop songs,
Yeah.
this is really good.
I mean, the high,
The
when
chorus,
he goes
yeah.
to the that's awesome.
He's got a good voice.
He does have a good voice.
He does, and there's like different like modes that he can go in. He can do
Yeah.
the falsetto, he can do the spoken word,
Yeah.
he can do the mid range. Like he's
Yeah.
kind of got it
It's true.
all as a vocalist, like a
Talented
pop
dude.
vocalist. Big time.
Very
I will,
talented.
I will say I have a similar critique from this to Basic,
Yeah.
where just like that delete you does kind of feel like TikTok in general.
Yeah.
Like you can see people doing like a trend with it or
A
something
stupid
like that.
dance, like
Yeah, and like
I
the,
can-
the idea of like yeah, yeah.
That's
delete
That's the dance that they do. Just
One of
pointing at the
these.
camera.
Actually, just start it now, but
Yeah.
tag us,
Here's-
make us
yeah.
famous.
Here's our
Second-
dance.
Second we're doing that, this whole shit's
Delete Ya
over.
dance. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like part of it that feels like, you know, we're gonna go 70s album rock on the back half. We need a couple that'll do well on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really get that vibe from this. I mean, I think TikTok dances have become even more like nuanced. Like the song has to be like not nuanced in a good way.
What a funny
but
thing
like
to
very,
say.
very like specific, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there's no rhyme or reason.
There's
Zero.
no rhyme or reason.
Mark-
yeah.
It'll be an
Marketing-
album from like
Yeah.
11 years ago
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
just pops up out of nowhere.
This didn't give me that like that oddity, like picking it out of an antique shop vibe
Yeah.
of like this will do great on TikTok.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I think marketing teams are desperate to figure out what the secret potion is to
There-
get people to dance to their song.
There is none.
There is none.
There's nothing.
Because like
Yeah.
people are pulling random shit from anywhere, and sometimes it's like a sped up version or
Yeah.
like whatever. You know, like for example, that Doechii song, where she's like talking to herself and like whatever.
Yeah.
Like the end part of that, many months after it came out, became like a popular dance. Like
Yeah.
many months.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a Caretaker song that was like 14 minutes long or
I don't
something
even
like
remember
that.
that.
Leland Kirby, he's like a ambient artist who like, you know, does no social media, and it became like a giant TikTok hit. And he's
Yeah.
like, I don't understand it. And
Doesn't
I
make
hate
any
it.
sense.
There's a Radiohead song that is like big on TikTok that's used for like weird videos. I can't remember which one it is. I think it might be Everything in Its Right Place.
Oh, okay.
And then also like Lying from You by Linkin Park, the sped up version.
awesome.
Like the chipmunk version is big on TikTok.
It doesn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't make
dude.
any
Yeah.
sense at all. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what happened with him. I mean, fucking End of Beginning came out in 2022, and it like just blew up in 2024.
That's
Like,
crazy,
It's
dude.
just weird that the way it happens.
It's a good song though. Deleach is a strong.
I
one.
like. I really don't have anything negative to say
no,
about that.
that's
Yeah.
probably my favorite of the pop jams.
Yeah. Here's Egg. I like this one a lot. I think this one is kind of like. This is when he, like we were talking about before, like him, like his arrangements being like kind of really impressive and like layered. I think this one does it the best. I don't know if the tune is the best, but what he puts into the song is really like engaging.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we start off so minimal, and there's a couple of these like really cool build-ups where it
Yeah.
like almost feels like the song's gonna become overwhelming, and
Yeah.
then he just like pulls it
takes
back
it-
to nothing.
Rug pull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
Go ahead. No, you.
No, there is a part of me that hope like because he does that twice, and I really wanted a third one where he just fucking let loose and
Yeah.
let the track really explode like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how
That's-
it
that's
goes into
cool.
That. That's
Yeah,
very cool.
That is cool, and it's very 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, with that like little just stinging synth, and he's very comfortable in that like minimalist mode. He's
Yeah.
not afraid to allow a track to be like so sparse.
Super skeletal. He did that on 2020 a lot, and
Yes.
I think it worked a little bit better on 2020 because that whole album had its own vibe. Like
Yes.
every song like related to each other a little bit better than this one.
Everything was really dry on
Yeah.
that album in
It
like
was
a
very
good
dry.
way.
Yeah. But yeah, this song, I mean, the little like twists and turns are really like wild, and then it kind of like it blows up at the end a little bit.
Yeah, I do feel a little tricked.
Yeah.
Once it does blow up, because when it blows up, it does just feel like a Billy Joel song,
Yes.
and you're
A little bit.
and you're a little like I thought I was listening to something cooler than
Yeah.
a Billy Joel song.
He does a little bit. He starts changing his vocals throughout the back half of the record, and this is like kind of the turning point. I got a little bit of Rush, Geddy Lee on a couple of his lines on the back half. I feel like once you hear them, you won't be able to unhear. 'em.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
But
actually looking forward
once
to
once
that.
we get there, I gotta.
But yeah, this like build up, I was like ready for
Yeah.
the song to go off.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that the vocals they stick with it this time.
I feel like Joe and I would get along pretty well with like the classic rock shit that we get down with, because he clearly throughout this album like very much like knows how to emote in like a way that like classic rock people
Yeah.
enjoy, you know. It might come off as like too ham-fisted at times, but like clearly this is all like analog gear
Yeah.
and like probably was kind of expensive.
This is the Geddy Lee.
A little bit, but I still hear Rick Ocasek.
Hold on.
All right, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's Geddy Lee.
That's some Geddy,
Yeah.
dude.
That's Geddy.
But he clearly has like really cool taste.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's not like listening to bullshit. He likes cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got good. What?
In my opinion.
Yeah, cool is, a subjective term. I
Yeah.
think like he has good taste. Whether I think that those artists are cool or not is
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His modern influences, like, I like a lot more than like his very like sort of basic classic rock influence.
I guess what I'm saying is
what I
you
mean?
could do like a classic rock tinged thing and have it be way dumber.
Yeah, we listen
Yeah.
to that Darkness song. It's like one
Yeah,
of the
Yeah, I mean,
dumbest
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
songs
fucking
of all time.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. But there is part of me that feels like this is almost like a more successful version of what Jack Antonoff is trying to do.
I got that
Oh.
vibe a lot.
Yeah,
it
like
sounds. I mean, like in comparison with just production and sound, this like trumps it completely.
yeah. Like it's still worshiping a guy from the 70s.
Yeah,
But he at least tries to logically mix his record in a way that sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make his living as a record producer.
Right.
The drums sound awesome on this whole thing.
Yeah.
This next song is called "Fly."
I really like this song. I like how it builds.
This
you
is
know?
the song that reminds me a lot of the Rain song.
Yeah,
like this is
for sure.
essentially a Houses of the Holy like
Zeppelin
B-side
cut.
almost. Yeah.
That's probably why I like it.
There's some cool guitar stuff in this, like some cool guitar turnarounds that make the song like flow.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, that fake string sound is called a mellotron.
Mellotron, there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Shout out to Kat for that one. Just text her.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what the
dude.
fuck are
What
those
is
things
that?
called? Yeah.
hey babe, I'm on my podcast and we can't think of this thing.
Hey, you're smart and like know how this stuff goes. Like, what the fuck is that dumb thing
Get
called?
yourself a girl that knows an
That's-
obscure
yeah.
instrument
Yeah.
from 1974.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on a composition level, this is probably the most impressive thing on the whole record. There's like a little Floyd to it. There's a little Zeppelin
Yeah.
to it. Like it has like a psychedelia to it.
Yeah.
I like the one really cool interplay is like the guitars go up and play some chords and then it breathes for a second
Yeah.
and the synth comes in and like sparkles through. It's not like my favorite era of 70s rock that he's pulling from, but as a like accurate representation of that stuff, you don't get much more like
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah, I this song kind of made me think to like bands like GVF, Greta Van Fleet,
Yeah.
a little bit, and just like I was like, this sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin, but it's not pissing me off in the same way, and it's because he's doing his own thing with it. Like he's, like it's just a pretty song that you can go, oh, it has a Led Zeppelin vibe to it. It's
Yeah.
not like this is a total Led Zeppelin ripoff. Yeah, I love that little guitar. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And sounding like Houses of the Holy, one of
Mhm.
my favorite Zeppelin albums, underrated Zeppelin album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very.
they're pulling from like the more creative era of
Yeah.
Zeppelin, whereas like GVF
GVF
is just like
Yeah.
it's as if just the first two albums were everything.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just I sent you. I don't know if I sent it to you. The TikTok of like an
Yeah.
early video
That's
of
what I
them.
was just doing.
He's just I'm not gonna fight it. Like on a radio
Yeah.
show where
Yeah.
no one can see him.
He's still
singing.
doing the.
He's doing
Yeah,
this.
they're like Kiss in that way.
Dude.
Yeah.
They gotta put on the show.
Put the shit on,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, I think this song is really cool. The only like after listening to Egg and this one, I feel like there might have been another one before. Like Lonesome is a State of Mind. Like these are all really great songs with great builds and cool arrangements, but they are like they're so sparse and slow and like
Yeah.
minimal where like it really like there's not a part in this whole like up to now where my blood has really gotten pumping.
I was literally
Yeah.
one of my notes
Yeah.
is like there's a lot of this record that if you had me hooked up to like the pulse machine,
Yeah.
like, it never leaves 60.
Exactly.
There's something like it's both very impressive on just like a technical artistic level.
Yeah.
But there's part of it that also feels bloodless.
Yes.
And I can't,
Yeah.
like, there's part of me that can't really like rectify those two things. Like, I can listen to this and appreciate the level of craft that it went in
Yeah.
to build this, but I'm just not that interested in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like we get on the singles a little bit more. I feel like you get a little bit more of like electric, energetic performances on those songs, but we've heard them already, so we're like looking to have that with other parts of the record. Like Link is the one thing that comes close, but it still doesn't quite get there. But
The ebbs and flows are like very like contrasty.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And but it kind of directly with contrast to it directly contrasts like what we were talking about before with like the TikTok dance nature of like the high energy ones.
Yeah.
Like this goes directly against that, where this requires attention span to like take in.
Yes.
So like
100%.
pick one, you know,
Yeah.
or meet in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, because like this is awesome, but also, yeah, I don't
I
know.
like that part.
It takes a while to get there.
Does take a long time. I mean, there's not really an explosion on this song.
No.
I mean, it really just it kind of works in the way it meanders. Like it's an album track, another
Yeah.
album track.
Probably is cool live.
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's move on. This is Charlie's Garden.
A lot of Beatles, a lot of Joel.
Oh my god.
This is where things start going off a cliff for me.
This is the one with the Penny Lane sounding trumpet horn thing,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Like directly note for note Penny Lane.
yeah. I mean, this is just a Beatles song.
Literally.
Yeah, and like kind of ELO, because ELO
Yeah.
had that like Beatles. If
Yeah,
they,
right
this.
there. Yeah.
yeah,
So yellow.
Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
100%.
Like I was listening to this, cat came in and she was like, "Is this Mr. Blue Sky?" I'm like, "No.
No.
This came out
This
yesterday."
is a very new song. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like this one. And I don't like this. Like, that is just direct. Like, you hear, like, it takes you to a Beatles record immediately. And then he does it almost the exact same way later in the song. Like, it doesn't change. Like, it's the same
Yeah.
transition. You know it's coming.
yeah, it's so like. There's nothing different about it.
It's so
It's
derivative,
not,
yeah.
exactly. Like, and it's impressive that you can do that.
Yeah.
Because the Beatles are very good.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Right, it's the Beatles.
Yes.
we have the Beatles.
We know.
and then
all
this
about
is
the
like
Beatles.
straight out of Mr. Blue Sky, like
Yeah.
the
The
like telephone
cell
phone
talking
thing.
over the.
I don't really know what the telephone guy is trying to say. There's some sort of message he's trying to
Yeah.
say.
I missed something. I think it
like-
has something to do literally with the Stranger Things co-star.
What,
Like
does
I
it?
saw like a TikTok video of like I don't know,
the
another
toothless boy. What's his name?
No, that's
No.
not Gaten Matarazzo or
No,
whatever.
not
him.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. This is like way too on the nose with
Yeah.
like this sound. I love the Beatles. I have them tattooed on me.
Right.
But like I just want to listen to the Beatles. I don't need more, like I'm not seeking out the 2025 interpretation
Version
of
of the Beatles.
Jeff Lynne or anything Paul McCartney made.
Like that's transition is it's the same as it was the first time, except just
More sparse.
there's nothing going on with it.
It's not bad, but it's just like I've heard this 1,000 times before.
I could see why you would write this song and be like, "That's the fucking greatest song ever."
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've ever.
You're like,
you'd be like,
"Hmm,
"This is genius."
What does this
Yeah.
sound like?
Yeah. It sounds like the best
I
band
came
of
up
all
with-
time, maybe.
It's like literally, dude, my high school band,
Yeah, yeah.
Penny Lane, dude.
I mean, yeah,
The
that is
same sound.
crazy.
That's literally Penny Lane. My high school band, like 6 months in, accidentally wrote "Let It Be" and didn't know
Yep.
it for like 6 months.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be fucking famous.
This is incredible.
I know. We were just aping the entire song and had no idea. We were like, "What is this? This sounds familiar."
Yeah, and I mean,
Really
I can
struggling over here with,
Yeah.
the,
Alright, you're
with,
cool,
the, with
dude.
the mini fridge.
with
We're gonna-
the
yeah.
tech center over there. Yeah, I can understand the impulse of if you have like the gear, the players,
Yeah.
the melody, and everything like that to want to, but it's just like you said, it's not that interesting to listen to. This
No.
Yeah.
Beatles have been a part of my like life since I can remember.
Yes.
And I have enough Beatles.
Been a part of everyone's life. Like I'm not even a huge Beatles fan, but as soon as that came on, I'm like, oh, this is that
This
song.
is the fucking Penny Lane, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Gap Tooth Smile.
This
Yeah.
is more Fleetwood Mac to me,
I got a Tom Petty vibe
or Tom Petty.
on
from
that
this.
guitar a lot.
Yeah, like definitely with how the song is structured and how the guitars sound, but also Billy Joel at the end. Like his vocals are just like, who is that? And like all those like little vocal quirks, like the whoa, like the the
Yeah.
goofy Billy Joel thing.
Did you guys see Billy Joel falling over when he was fucking with a mic stand on stage
No.
recently?
No.
He kind of bit it. You guys can talk. I'll find the video.
I mean, Billy Joel's reaching the age where that could be,
That's not
That's-
a
good.
yeah.
mic stand fall could be fucking
That's
disastrous.
detrimental. Yeah, I could end your touring life.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like another one that just feels like 70s album rock. And
Yeah.
the right there's
Right
low
there.
Joel.
It gets even. I think maybe not this line, but the next one, the roly poly line.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's like that. Like whoa, like dude, it's fucking Uptown Girl. you
Yeah.
know?
Check this out. Here, you first.
Oh shit. Oh, maybe I did
He's
see
fucking
this.
around with the mic stand. He just fixes it. I don't know how this happens either. Tosses it.
Oh shit.
Oh! Here we go. One more time for you. I'll put
Oh
this
man,
on top.
flat back.
It took a bump, dude.
He's killing it with that mic stand.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Then he gives that a little toss.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's wild.
Damn, dude, Joel
That's a
is
hip.
down.
That's a.
He goes
he just
forward and then
lays
goes
there,
backward.
dude.
He's gonna be on the fucking Axl Rose throne
Yeah,
next.
dude.
Yeah,
No
it gets
mic
passed
stand shit for
around.
him. Yeah. It's in Grohl's
Yeah.
First
fucking-
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it in my garage right now. We'll ship it over to Billy Joel's team.
Call the team. Joel needs the throne.
This fucking part pissed me off.
Yeah, another Joel type thing.
Yeah.
There's part of the back half of this record that is like thumbing through your uncle's album collection and not your cool uncle.
No.
You know, not
Your
the uncle that
was
listened
like
to Thin
in
Lizzy.
a Billy Joel cover band.
Yeah, exactly. That did weddings and wants to talk to you about being in a band.
Yeah.
And his only point of advice is maybe you should do weddings.
Yeah,
It's good
yeah.
money.
It's good, but your unmarried uncle who's just like, he's just been Billy Joel for his whole life. He's like, I'm still doing it. And it's still working.
Oh, really? My band made $1,200 last week. What did your band make?
Yeah, no, he's objectively right.
Yeah.
He's living the best life.
Yeah.
But you also
He also
are
doesn't
like,
have a
you're
soul.
a Billy Joel fucking.
Yeah, I feel like the guys that ended up liking Billy Joel the most, like things worked out for him. You know?
Yeah,
The
no, it
guys
did.
the guys that loved Van Halen, they had trouble.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
struggling.
Fuck
Good
their whole
point.
life
Yeah.
up.
Good
I'm
point.
one of those guys.
Yeah, that's like
I resent the Billy Joel guys.
right, exactly.
Oh, you can just play
Van
the
Halen
piano
guy,
and
yeah.
people will like it? That
Billy
sucks.
Joel is like becoming an accountant of like, the musical
Yeah.
cover band
Yeah,
world.
'cause you're
Van
comfortable.
Halen is like that's a little bit more risky.
You're working in marketing.
You're working.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be a star, and now I'm writing copy for dog food. God damn.
Yes,
Damn, life comes at you fast.
it really does. Get ready with Billy Joel. Let's move on to the next song. This is Golden Wine.
Yeah, we're on a Joel roll here.
We're on a Joel roll.
Is this the one about his sister?
No, that's coming up. That's the most Joel out of all of them.
God.
This one reminded me more of ELO.
Yes.
This and the last track I felt like just kind of washed over me. Like I don't even. There's really nothing to grab onto here other than the fact that it sounds a lot like ELO.
yes.
Yeah, there's also a little Queen to the vocals, maybe.
Yeah,
It's those
I
high
didn't even think
harmonies,
about that.
probably.
Yeah, and he
Yeah,
and he referenced Queen on the last track.
Yeah.
She's a killer queen.
Like Freddie said,
Freddie
she's a
was-
killer.
yeah.
Queen, That's kind of an Eddie Money type of line.
It is,
you
yeah.
know?
Ronnie said.
Like what Ronnie said.
Yeah, but Ronnie is just like some drunk that works at a gas station.
He's the one that sells him dip.
Ronnie, yeah.
Exactly,
Ronnie used to be
Ronnie.
a hot woman. Now it's just some bum at a gas station.
He was selling you logs of school.
Yeah, he's my dip hookup.
Ronnie! There he is.
Hey, can I get a couple scratchies?
I did it my way. It was the fucking wrong way, but I did it. He's a Van Halen guy. Ronnie's
look
a
at me.
wrong.
Ronnie is a
Don't do Van Halen.
don't or
Joel.
Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Joel's the way.
Yeah, that's who.
Play a
That's who
wedding.
Joe went to for influence, for advice for his new record. I want to make a Van Halen type of. Ronnie was like, "No,
Joel is
that's
it.
what people want."
Jeff Lynne or Billy Joel. There's two paths you can go down.
Yeah, I mean, this is another impressive song.
It's a
but
ballad.
for how much slow, like airy kind of balladry we've gotten already. I didn't want to hear that at the back half of the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really pretty. It's really well recorded,
Yeah.
very well arranged,
Yeah.
and it's just not something that I like.
Yeah.
It's, I equate so much of this music. Every time I go to the dentist,
Yeah.
he has on the same Sirius XM 70s soft rock.
Yes.
And like when I hear this song, I just think of my mouth open for a half hour
Yeah.
with a guy's fingers in it. He's like,
Who's trying to talk to you?
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you up to these days?
That's always the best. He's like, you see what the Steelers are doing? And he's like,
Yeah, Campbell, yeah. He's like, "Shut up! Don't move your mouth."
You're fucking me up.
You're licking my fingers.
Yeah. He keeps talking to you, but every time you respond, he's like, "All right, stop."
No,
Yeah.
no.
And that's what I think of
Yeah.
when hearing this song.
Yeah, this song makes me think of like, wedding dresses in '86. Like floofy.
Yes.
Fucking like this is your mom and dad's.
On the shoulders,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the big puffs
Yeah.
up.
Big.
Yeah.
This is
I
your
like
mom
your
and dad's wedding song.
I like your sleeves. They're really big.
Yeah,
Napoleon
yeah,
Dynamite.
exactly.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
prom. This is
Yeah.
what they would dance to.
It's beautiful. It's
beautiful,
really
but
pretty.
Damn, yeah. I didn't expect that from this record.
Some
you know?
people will weep to this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
People
I think
love
like this is an album that's really going to come down to a matter of taste.
Yeah.
If you have an
100%.
appreciation for this stuff, if you like this stuff, you are going to love this shit. And I know so many people that love Billy Joel
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ELO.
Yeah.
It's just not my bag. I wanted more Delete It. Dude.
I wanted more Delete Yet.
Yeah. This
Here's
is the
Back
sister.
on You.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
this
the
is-
sister song.
This is my least favorite song on the record.
This
hands
song
down.
made me like audibly
Shudder.
laugh
Yeah,
multiple
me too.
times. Like
Yeah.
it's just a song all about your sister.
The first line, "I've known my sisters for a lifetime." It's like, yeah, man,
Yeah, dude.
That's kind of the
it's your
deal.
sister.
And this is another Queen
Yeah.
type thing.
Or
Or
you,
Rolling
you can't
Stones.
always get
Yeah.
what you
Oh,
want.
yeah,
yeah.
damn, I didn't even think of that. Big
Just
time.
checking off the list of
Yeah.
all the bands I
Beatles,
don't want to hear in
Stones,
2025.
ELO.
Let's just get them all.
You're running the gambit, dude.
It's running through the garden.
Yeah.
Zeppelin.
Yeah, I mean, this song is
This
just,
song's
it's
not good.
It's the most Billy Joel. I don't like the lyrics. It just kind of
I know the wind that's been about the vine to the vine to
Yeah.
white.
What song is that?
I can't
Fuck.
remember now.
I played it. I
Yeah.
literally played
Yeah.
it. Still rock and roll to
Still
me.
rock and roll,
yeah,
yeah, very much. And it like there is like almost a Thin Lizzy part at one point,
Yeah,
with
the,
like
like,
the dueling touch, but it's like if Thin Lizzy did weddings
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of rocked fucking Sydney Opera House.
yeah. Yeah, I just every time I heard this, I was just like, to get this and then the Beatles before, and then ELO before, and then like another Billy Joel before that. It's like we really like. I don't even remember. Like the first half of the record feels like
a
Gone.
lifetime.
a
ago.
lifetime. Where did we go? From
We've
here?
been mainlining like old vinyl records
Yeah.
ever
Yeah.
since.
Yeah, it's like sometime after Delete You, you walk back into 1977 and you don't return.
No,
Yeah.
you do not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the first part of the record a lot, and do
Here we
not.
go.
Yeah, like this is the Thin Lizzy part.
yeah.
Yeah.
but not cool Thin Lizzy.
My
It's not cool.
sister's fucking cool.
And again, it's like, this part could have been a little bit more like, could have had some juice behind it, but those drums are not hitting any cymbals. We're not
No.
picking up the tempo at all. It's just,
That really fat
Letting it
dry
ride.
sound.
yeah, it's the fat drummer with sunglasses on. It's
Ooh.
just like, I'm not playing one fill.
Who's the
until I get
fat drummer
$5
from the
more.
Voids? Who's the guy
Um,
from the Voids we talked about? Remember
I
that
can't
old
Oh,
bit?
that was the guitarist.
No, that
No,
was
no.
dude. And we had different nicknames for him.
I can't
That's a
even remember.
really deep pull.
Oh,
Never
it was
mind.
Ozempic. I forget. He was on some show that you watched.
Yeah, but he's not. That's Beardo.
Beardo,
but he's
From
not
what?
fat. He's
No.
Beardo was from the Rock Life.
The Rock Life, yeah.
But,
Never mind.
But Beardo's the guitar player for the Voids. But I mean, we said he had a apple pie ass or something.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's for the real hogs.
Yeah, go
yeah.
back and find that one. That's when we were still figuring it out.
apple pie
I had no
ass.
idea what
I
this
remember
show
after-
was or why it existed.
What
I
does
remember
apple
after
pie
that-
ass even mean?
I don't know.
I remember after that bit, I was like, I cannot wait to cut that out and put it online for TikTok. And then we did, and we're just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So he wasn't fat. I
No,
I
he
had the
wasn't
ass
fat.
thing in
No.
my head. That was it.
Yeah, really did not like this song. This is one of my least favorite songs I've heard maybe all year, honestly. I just can't believe that I was pulled into this world.
I won't
listening
go
to a record that I was.
that far.
I'm going to go that far.
Yeah, I
I've
wouldn't go.
hated a lot more.
Yeah.
I really don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the Patreon episode we just recorded.
Yeah.
Kill Carl
Yeah.
made me.
Well, I mean,
rethink my
that's
life.
like in another
Of
realm.
shit you
know
expected
what
to
you mean.
like.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is like when you're listening to a record that you're excited about, and then you get hit with something like this, and you're just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think I know what you mean in that, like, I was excited for this record,
Yeah.
and it's pulling from not only influences that I don't like, but influences that I've almost built my entire musical identity around, like being in a face to.
yeah, to like
Yeah.
forget that.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
that shit's corny, dude. Check this out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then getting like, 25 minutes of an album that's like a loving representation of that, where you're like, damn, dude.
Yeah, a very like faithful, like I'm gonna pay my dues to the greats.
Yeah.
You know,
William Joel.
William Jewell. Let's move on. Last track, Crux.
Finally getting to the crux
The
that
crux.
matters.
Everything.
This is kind of a long album too. For
Yeah.
what it is, like 45 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, when it was like a pop record, I was like, 35.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
maybe.
longer.
Yeah.
This
so
one-
McCartney.
This one and Golden
Yes.
Line are almost like interchangeable to
Yes.
me. They sound almost exactly
Well, it has
the
that
same.
dang and dang,
Yeah.
like left hand, right hand thing.
You're right, very McCartney.
Yeah.
And
Love
like,
Paul though.
Yeah,
oh yeah, Paul's
Sure.
great.
Paul's
Sure.
my guy.
yeah.
Yeah. And the song ends with like such a dun dun like double
Oh,
chord
yeah.
that just
Mhm.
felt like there's part of it that felt like the final insult to me. It was like,
Joke's on you.
it's when you were in 1978
Yeah.
and we ain't leaving.
Yeah.
We're gonna maybe be there on the fourth album too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really feel strongly about this one. This one felt like, I mean, this is a good melody. Like I like this melody better than anything we've gotten in the past 5 tracks, but it does feel like a little too late. Like the whole song is not really, different enough in taking you back to like the modern realm.
Yeah, I would say that's like my biggest critique of this back half of songs
Yeah.
compared to the front half is there are ones in the front half that are clearly pulling from older influence as well.
Yeah,
But there's something about them that makes them feel modern
Yeah.
and like you've put a spin on them.
yeah.
Whereas the back half is just like such a loving recreation of
So,
those.
tribute band almost.
Yeah, where you're like, that's cool and it's impressive that you can do that, but
Yeah.
as a listener, I just don't find it that interesting.
Yeah. Should we just move into the CAs? I feel
I'm
like
sure.
we're almost there. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess in contrast to you guys, I do like the stuff we listed, Sans, Rolling Stones. I love all of those things, and I still rep them really hard. Like I'm literally reading a Paul McCartney book right now.
Hell yeah.
I was in a cover band that covered a lot of these things. I never associated Joe as being a like classic rock worship group prior to this release. Like I never like GVF. I know that they're just like Led Zeppelin, right? Or like other bands like that. The Strokes are like, they kind of pull from like a classic rocky thing too, or like whatever you want to say, right? But I never thought of this band or Joe Keery as that guy. Never really dug into what his influences are or anything, but after listening to this, like clearly he has a love for that stuff, which I resonate with. However, like I totally more lean to where you guys are coming from, where like I don't need this so ham-fisted shoved down my throat all the time. and if it's going to be, like, I need to be moved by it more than I was. It needs to hit a little bit harder and ascend a bit more, maybe, like, be blown out or be a little bit more jarring or something. Not that the classic rock influences we talked about are jarring, but, like, the songs that are very ELO, like, what the difference is between ELO or the Beatles songs and what these Joe songs are, is those songs go to, like, the top of the mountain and take you there, and you're like, holy fuck, I have chills, or like whatever, I'm gonna remember that forever. None of these really do that for me. The singles are uniquely Joe from, like, the prior albums, like well, excluding the acousticy Gizzard one.
Yeah.
But Delicia and Being Basic are very on brand for him. Everything else is, like, in some way, shape, or form him trying to pay tribute to something else, but just not as good. But I enjoyed this review more than others just because I like these vibes. It's easy to listen to. I'm not, like, being strained by anything, but the songs never go quite to the place where I think they need to. It's just a little bit, it's like, classic rock light, the diet version. And that's okay. I think that he's not trying to be anything he's not. He has really good taste and sensibility, and he's really talented. And there's going to be tons of people that like this album. I wouldn't be surprised if less snobby outlets give it, like, very glowing reviews. All that in mind, I've been undecided on what to give this. Usually through these, I have my mind made up about halfway through what the number is. I'm going to give it like a 6.5. I think that feels fair, and call it that.
Nice. I think I walked away from this record having more respect for Joe as a musician and, like, composer than I thought I was going to. When I first heard the singles that were, like, a bit more poppy, I was like, oh, young guy, he's gonna write some, like, cool indie pop songs. So I both, like, left having more admiration for his talent, but less admiration for, like, the music in general.
Yeah.
Like, I think what he's able to do here shows that he is operating at, like, a very impressive level in musicianship, in taste, like you said. But I think you said something really, like, prescient in the idea of, like, in all these love and recreations, the songs never really grab you emotionally. Because, like, those dudes, when they were writing that music, that was them. That was their expression of self. They're not just trying to sound exactly like somebody else that came. So, like, the back half of the record does feel kind of like, it's impressive but bloodless. Like, it doesn't feel like a natural. Whereas, like, Delete Ya and those ones have more personality because they feel more modern. They feel like a guy who, like, that sounds like music written by a guy that's on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I did walk away with, like, some level of appreciation, but did not enjoy listening to this album very much. I think the first half is pretty strong. If the second half of the record was more like that, I think we'd be talking, like, hell yeah territory. Yeah. But this is very much a, an admiring whatever for me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go 5.8.
Yeah, I feel the same as both of you guys. I think I was just a little bit more disappointed because I was a huge fan of both of his records, his prior records, and Joe was always kind of the guy that I would turn to for stuff that was, like, kind of not too out there, but, like, very modern sounding. Like, Decide was, like, it's a very quirky album. And, like, some of it doesn't work, but I kind of appreciated that some of it doesn't work because it was like, man, he's trying to mix, like, indie rock with Daft Punk, and that's, like, really something that I haven't heard people do. And then, like, when I heard him, like, kind of doing, like, Talking Heads type of stuff, and, like, King Gizzard, psychedelic type of stuff with the singles, for this one, I was like, okay, feels like he's finally, like, finding his voice. But yeah, it was just such a disappointment to go into it and find that pretty much the entire back half of the record is, like, tribute band, wedding band level stuff. That's not bad. It's just, like, it wasn't what I was expecting, and it's not really my territory. I feel like that back half is something for moms, something for like to show your mom and be like, you're gonna like this guy.
Hey, someone still makes stuff.
Someone
this.
still
Check it
makes
out.
something for you. You're
Yeah.
gonna like, and then you're gonna see him on TV, and moms will just make, oh my god,
He was
I love
just
that
on
Joe, I
shit.
love Joe.
Yeah,
Like you
he
could
was
see
just
that.
on Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that Jimmy Fallon appearance was right for it was
Perfect.
It's for moms,
Yeah. Mhm.
I do, I think that the first half of the record is strong, but like we said before, like there's not many songs that really get your blood pumping. Like Egg is a cool song, but it keeps like taking away the payoff from you. And the same thing with Fly. Like it builds, but it doesn't build to a point where it's like you're mesmerized. It just kind of, it feels like very meandering almost. Like you're on the the carousel. It just keeps bringing you back to that that same place, and you're just like, oh, this is cool, but what are you doing to me here? Like, give me something. So yeah, I mean, this was kind of a shot in the heart a little bit. This record, I was
You're to blame.
What's that? And
give
I'm
Love
to blame. I'm
a
giving
bad
Love
name.
a bad name. You're giving Joel a bad name.
You give
Joe
a bad name.
I mean, yeah, I didn't hate this. I think there's stuff to take away from it. Like even with the songs that I like, I'm just still like, the lyrics. There's really only like 2 songs here that I'm like very much like in love with that I'm gonna come back to. Lonesome is a State of Mind is good, but it's the opener. Like you don't really know everything about the record yet. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. I'm gonna give it a 5.5. That's what I was thinking. That's a 5.9.
What did you say?
We
The-
can
you're-
round
you're-
up
yeah,
to 6.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
I think like a deeply admiring,
Yeah,
whatever.
deeply
is it?
admiring. Yeah,
I think
whatever.
like an '80s Joel, whatever.
An
Yeah.
80s, yeah. What do they do? What do they say in Step Brothers?
We only do.
Yeah, play something from The Stranger.
Yeah, play something from the stranger.
Yeah, whatever.
yeah. Play something from The Stranger, whatever.
Yeah,
he
that's-
really
that's what
needed
it
to
is.
play something from The Stranger.
Yeah,
on
dude. We
this.
need a little Vienna.
We needed Vienna, and we got Uptown Girl.
I literally did play the stranger.
I know.
Yeah, you
I
did,
was
and
brag.
that was better.
I
That
was there, and I'll tell you what, that rose my estimation of Joel like so high because you guys
Yeah.
fucking crushed it.
That was the
I don't-
hardest one we ever did. Those songs were very hard.
And I will say that like I don't think Billy Joel is bad. I don't think ELO is
No.
bad.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that music is bad. It's just that like Billy Joel specifically, the supply of Billy Joel
Yeah.
compared to my demand of Billy Joel is just so great
Yeah.
that like I could never
Yeah.
imagine needing another one.
There's
No.
so much Joel out there, dude.
I don't hate Billy Joel at all. Like, there's some Billy Joel songs that I really like and have always liked. It's just that I
Scenes
don't.
Scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
Banger.
I mean,
Amazing.
Vienna is fucking incredible.
Vienna's
Piano Man,
one of the
Yeah.
best songs ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like getting it in an album that like it doesn't really make sense for it to just like pop out of a closet and appear. You're like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
it's like
Here's
you
a
were getting-
Beatles song.
You were getting something for like a whole, like 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, and then Billy Joel pops out of the closet with his, goofy, groovy tie on.
Yeah.
His little tuxedo on. You're just like, where did you come from?
And then the fucking trumpet from goddamn
Penny Lane.
Penny Lane
Yeah,
comes in, and you're
exactly.
like, that is. I've heard that exactly that way
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Like not even different that much.
It's really not that different.
I guess the contrast between what I would consider the originally Joe songs that harken back to the prior 2 albums, and I don't know if it's a new direction or just the MO of this album. The contrast between those 2 things is like stark.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
time.
very great.
So
Let us know what you thought of it. Are we completely talking out of our asses? Do you love Billy Joel?
I love classic rock. I'm the classic rock head.
I thought that you would like this album like
I just
way
did,
more.
never got there, dude. I listened to
you're
it
right.
so many times. It never passed like 8 out of
Yeah.
10 to me. You know,
Yeah.
if it because like all the classic rock songs I've referenced, anything by those bands get to 10 every time.
Yeah.
You know, because like whatever, they're 50 years old, and I don't know. These songs just didn't.
They don't. He doesn't have the same.
It's not
He's
the
got
same
to be
juice.
Joe.
Yeah.
You can't be
Yeah, you can't add an L to the end of that.
can't
DJOEL.
Joel.
Joel. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Yeah, Joel with the
yeah,
DJO.
Wow,
gotta
it took us that long.
I know, damn, holy fuck.
We got to incorporate that into like the promo of
That's
this
good.
episode somehow.
Oh, yeah,
DJ OEL.
Yeah, we're definitely going to clip that out. That's
Joe,
good.
more like Joel.
Oh, God.
Tell us what you thought of this album. Joe, the Crux, we're going to leave it at a 5.9 or a 6. I mean,
6.
you want to give it a 6?
Yeah.
We'll go 6.
It was about a 5.93, so
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
round up
round
to a
up.
6. That's play something from the stranger. Yeah, whatever. Tell us what you thought. Comment if you like Joe. Tell us if you were disappointed or if he met your expectations. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our Patreon to watch a new episode. I think that's it.
That's it.
Got it.
We'll see you next time. So I quit my band. Goodbye.